They, representative, she said. I thought
Thank
she
you very
said-
much. All right. It's, where did Peter go?
The late I want to move it.
There he is.
Special order it all the way to the end. So with the information.
Oh my
items and
God.
everything.
Okay, and then
No,
want to do
I
a
went this morning. I was out of
closed
house at
session.
10:30.
We'll probably go across the hall.
I stopped at the gas station and
We
emptied
can
the
stay
car.
right here and just
Clear
turn off,
everybody out.
yeah, and then
I
turn
was
off
like,
the
oh my God,
cameras.
the Zoom,
All right.
because it's a green in between the gas.
You can't go across the hall.
I'm like, oh my God.
I don't trust the cameras to not be on.
Back on stage with their hair not like this.
Anyway,
I'm
The
like,
mic's on.
why did I even bother? That's
All right.
crazy.
Being after 10 o'clock, I will call to order the Friday, March 21st, 2025 meeting of the Fiscal Committee. And note that we have Senator Reardon filling in for Senator Waters. Okay. Item number one, acceptance.
Mr. Chair,
Senator Gray.
just so that everybody knows, I'm making the request now to special order the late item to the end of the agenda after the informational items and all.
All right, motion to move it to the end. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right,
Aye. Any opposed? Done.
thank you.
Okay. Item number one, acceptance of minutes of February 21st.
So moved.
Motion by Senator Carson, second by Senator Rosenwald to accept the minutes. Is there any additions or corrections? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That is adopted. I don't believe we have any old business. We have a consent calendar. We have a shorter calendar than usual. We have 5 items on consent. They are on tabs 3, 4, and 5. Is there anything to be removed? Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to remove from tab 5, item number 25-065.
We will remove 25065 for full discussion. Any other removals requested by committee members? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the other 4 items.
So moved.
Motion by Senator Carson, second by Senator Blaisdell. Birdsell. I'm sorry. I've only known you for 20 years and I've made that mistake too many times. All right. The rest of it to be adopted. Is there any further discussion? Are you ready for the question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Okay, the rest of the consent calendar is adopted, and we'll now go to tab 5, item number 25065, Department of Safety. And see who we have here from the Department of Safety on the item. Excuse me. Please introduce yourselves.
Good morning, Amy Newberry, Director of Administration with the Department of Safety.
Lieutenant Chris Storm with the Support Special Services and the Office of Highway Safety.
Can we ask him to get the mic closer to the mouth? I'm really.
I can yell.
And if you'd push your button, yeah, there you go. with the
Amy
red light.
Newberry, Director of Administration with the Department of Safety.
Senator Rosenwald is recognized for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In your explanation at the top of page 2, you say that these UASs, the drones have become increasingly accessible and affordable, and the potential risks associated with their misuse are also on the rise. But then you say to mitigate potential threats to public safety, security, and privacy, et cetera, et cetera. In your then following explanation, I don't see any reference to how this item improves privacy. So my question is just, could you explain to us, please, how adopting this item will improve privacy?
So as far as the privacy aspects of it would be, is when This particular system is going to be used for special events. It's going to be used for critical infrastructure pieces to locate if people are going against what they call Part 107, which is a part of the CFR, which has to do with flying drones. So there's nothing. Airspace is sovereign, so you can fly over anything. It's just like a 737 coming over your house. Like, we can never stop anything from actually flying over the airspace. So as far as the privacy goes, if there is something called a TFR for the particular location, which is a temporary flight restriction, that will give us the ability to go talk to that individual and say, we need you to put that drone down for not only safety, whatever the critical infrastructure that has that particular TFR. Say the president was visiting, they'll have temporary TFRs up. So that system will help us not only locate where the drone is, but also locate where the operator is to go then speak with that individual.
Further?
Thank you. Isn't that really about security, though, not privacy?
I would say it's definitely more security than privacy.
Okay, so you're just using privacy when you mean security?
In that sense, I would say yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, Senator.
Thank you.
Representative Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm curious about this. Based on what we saw a year ago, there is nothing in this capability to interdict a drone that we want taken down.
That's correct. So
And the only way we have to take down a drone is to talk to the operator and request it to be taken down. Is that correct?
as far as the state or local municipalities or county municipalities, yes. So right now, there's only certain groups that are actually authorized to mitigate drones as far as a federal law. So DOD, DOE, the U.S. Secret Service, the FBI, and Homeland Security for events of 30,000 or more people.
Okay, and then final.
Follow up.
And then, so we probably, we don't have, but maybe the Secret Service or somebody has the ability to blind a drone rather than just take it down?
Yeah, I got to be careful on where we start talking.
Yeah, I don't want details of security details, but
The answer is yes.
all right. Thank you.
Senator Birdsell for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for taking my question. So let's just, a scenario like they had in California where the Super Soaker was taken down by a drone. So would you turn around and be able to find out who that person was and have them take it down, but they've already done damage to a major piece of fire equipment? So there's no way to see that that is in no airspace they're not supposed to be, and there's no way to take it down.
So there is no mitigate. So we cannot mitigate. They are working on that on the federal level to pass that down to the states and pass that farther past that down. But as of right now, there is no mitigation capability. This will give us the best vigilance to be able to see where those are, and then it connects basically through Wi-Fi so that we can actually see that signal to be able to see where the operator is as well.
Senator Carson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Isn't it true that they have to register, drone operators have to register with the federal government, the FAA, but they also take down the serial numbers of these drones? They also keep a list. So if something like this was to happen, I would imagine a collision that the drone would have been harmed and it would have fallen to the ground, you would have been able to get the serial number, and that would have led you right to the operator.
We could, absolutely. We could. There's several. There is a registration process with the FAA. There's also something that's coming out, which is called Unique ID, which is going to be that will be part of the system that's able to see that. And then as far as the operator goes, if you're doing it for commerce or you're registered to do that through the FAA, not everybody actually has to have a drone certificate. There's a trust certificate that will register them, but to actually have an actual license or certificate that's for commerce, or like we as the state police or some of our public safety friends, they all have to have one. DOT has it if you're doing it for a municipality or a government agency.
Thank you.
Anything further from the committee? Representative Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know history is not a good guide for this because drone use is proliferating rapidly, but do you have sort of a frame of reference that you think about in terms of the potential use of this in the next year or two? Are we looking at 10 events? Are we looking at 3 events or more?
So we're looking at many events. So all the SEER events that come into the New Hampshire Information and Analysis Center are potential uses for this system. And there's some other events that if a municipality needs it, or if there's something that pops up that is a now kind of scenario, like we don't know when the president's coming, we don't know if the vice president's coming, we don't know if other VIPs are coming to within the state. So those type of pop-up events, absolutely. SEER events, let's talk about like the air show. Pease Air National Guard Base has they potentially have a system there that they can use, but they can only dedicate that to the federal property, right? When you have an air show box, it goes to 5 nautical miles. So we have to be able to help them and help our partners. We've been relying on other entities to help us with this over the past few years to do this. So this is our way not to have to basically push off our need on others.
Anything further from committee members? Any questions? I'd entertain a motion to either
Second.
to approve. Motion to approve by Senator Rosenwald, second by Senator Birdsell. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion is adopted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to tab 6 on the regular calendar, 25072, Department of Transportation. Any questions on this item? Representative Leishman has a question. Someone here from the department.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. My name is Danielle Chandonnet. I am the Director of Finance at DOT.
And I'm Alan Hanscom. I'm a state maintenance engineer at DOT.
Representative Leishman is recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks for being here today. So looking at page 3, I noticed the amount of money that's already been requested for transfers is significantly higher than the last 4 years. Do you anticipate an impact on our road paving projects with the amount of money that you've had to seek transfers on? I've noticed the roads are getting quite a bit worse this year because of the harsh winter as well. I'm just curious.
Our paving program is going on as normal. I've just seen several of the paving contracts going through, so I don't expect that would be an impact.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Any further from the committee members? I will say I've seen an improvement in the highway striping. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion on item, a
Move the
motion
item.
25072, motion by Representative Leishman, second by Representative Edwards. Got him down. To approve item 25072. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. That item is adopted. Moving on to tab 7. Item 25066. Judicial Council. Any members of the committee have any question?
Second.
Senator Birdsell moves to approve. Senator Gray seconds to approve item 25066. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That item is adopted. Moving on to item 25067. Again, Judicial Council. How does the committee wish to proceed?
Second.
Move to approve the item from Representative Leishman, seconded by Senator Gray. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That item is adopted. Okay, that's all we have on that tab. Miscellaneous items
Come back.
is,
That's last. That's the one that Senator Gray moved to be
all
the
right,
last.
that's right. That will be the last item. Is there further items? Mr. Kane?
Just informational items if the members have questions.
Does any member have any question about any informational items? Senator Rosenwald.
I have a question about the HHS dashboard and a question about the Fish and Game report.
Okay, that's 070.
Fish and game seems to come first.
It's what?
Fish and game is first in the book. If anyone's
Oh,
here.
the informational items.
Yep,
Right. She said fish and game was numerically first.
In the order.
in order, fish and game comes
So call fish and
first.
game.
All
Where
right.
she wants to start.
So which item are we looking at then?
So it is item
069.
069,
Okay.
if fish and game is here.
All right, Fish and Game. Is anybody here from Fish and Game?
Mr. Chairman, I believe I was supposed to remind them and I did not, so I do apologize. But if you want to share any questions, I can make
Yes.
sure.
That would be great. This is actually a question that Senator Waters asked me to ask. And the question was, will the hike safe card funds cover the cost of search and rescue?
So we can reach out to Fish and Game, get that answer, and share it to all the members. I think right now Hike Safe brings in about $180,000 a year of about $309,000 average expenditures on search and rescue. So it's not the entire, but I can get a history of that for you.
That would be great.
Looks like they've used a lot of it for equipment, which I didn't think that was what was intended for. But we'll get that answer. Is there further?
Yes, so I had a question on the HHS dashboard.
All right, and that is item 70070.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
on,
and I see we have Director White here.
yeah,
Answer your questions.
thank you. I need them.
Good morning, Nathan White, Chief Financial Officer with the Department of Health and Human Services.
So, on table 9, which is the long-term care waiver, in column, the nursing home beds budget column, we've been told it's not really the number of beds that we budget for, but it's the number of beds that are licensed. But I noticed that in the last 2 fiscal years, there's been a slight increase in the number of licensed beds reported. And since we have a moratorium, I'm just looking for an explanation of why it's not 4,100.
Good morning, Chris Santinello, Associate Commissioner. Actually, that number is the number we do budget for. It's not the number of licensed beds.
Follow up, please.
Follow up?
We've been told in this committee that it is not the number you budget for, but it is the number of licensed beds.
I will go back and confirm that, but that is not my understanding.
Okay, well, it would be good to get clarification.
Yep, I will. I'll definitely.
Thanks.
I'll go back and check, and I'll let Mike know, and he can send it out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any further questions on the informational items? Representative Edwards?
Thank you. My question is on Table 8, the clients served by the community mental health centers. There's been a steady decline in the usage of our community mental health centers. Do we have an understanding of what's driving that underlying trend? And do we expect that trend to, you're looking like I said something wrong.
No, we know that Katya Fox has been working with the community mental health centers on these specific numbers that are reported here.
Yeah.
And I know that the data specialists have been going back and forth. I don't believe that has yet to be fully resolved. Senator Rosenwald brought this up a couple of months ago, and I know the teams have been working together, but I don't think that has been fully resolved. But we can provide a written follow up just to give you the latest status on that, because that is affecting those numbers there.
All right, that's the answer to my question. Thank you.
It shows a rather steady progression, especially a drop from 2020 to 2022. Okay.
I mean, I love the trend. I'd like to see it continue, and I was hoping you would tell me we're getting to be healthier mentally as a society, but we're not today. Okay.
Further questions from committee members on informational items?
Yeah, I saw that.
Seeing none. Senator Gray.
I move to go into non-public session to discuss ongoing legal matters and matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the public body itself, unless that person requests an open meeting.
Motion and a second to go into non-public session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We will go into non-public session.
I think we may need to do a roll call on that. Just
Yeah.
to be safe, it would be advisable to do it.
I agree. Clerk will call the roll on a motion to go into non-public session.
Mr. Kane, should I just pick a random?
Yes, I'd just pick a random table.
All right, you ready?
Ready?
Representative Edwards,
Yes.
clerk votes yes. Representative Leishman,
Yes.
Representative Wallner,
Yes.
Senator Gray,
Yes?
Senator Carson,
Yes.
Senator Birdsell,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald,
Yes.
Senator Reardon? Representative Representative Weiler.
Yes.
That's who's sitting next to me.
All right. I suggest we go across the hall into this first room because I'm not sure if they'll get the TV things on and off proper time, and rather than disturbing everybody else that's here. Okay. See if we got everybody.
Sharon's yet to come. He was speaking with
Oh, okay.
Justice Broderick.
Where did Mr. Kane go?
Yeah, we'll make it. We'll make it.
All
Or
right.
you'll make it. I don't think I'm at the meeting.
Anybody see,
Jim gets to.
anybody see Mike Kane? There he is. There he is. Okay. Fiscal Committee is coming back from closed session, and Senator Gray is recognized.
I move to come out of non-public session.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're back from non-public session.
And just so that everybody knows, the minutes should reflect that we reviewed the process and the funds provided and available to the process. We reviewed the awards provided and those awards anticipated. We had an explanation of the structure of the awards, including how the attorney fees and any loans that the individuals had would be affected by the actions. And those should be reflected in the minutes. And there's no reason to seal the minutes.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion on the item.
But you were gonna make it?
I'll move it.
And my clerk make.
Okay.
Pursuant to RSA 21-M, semicolon, 11-A, little a, 7A and C, requests the authorization to receive an additional appropriation from the general funds not otherwise appropriated in the amount of $5 million for fiscal 2025 through June 30th, 2025.
Clerk will call the roll on the vote for the motion.
Need a second.
Senator Rosenwald.
Senator
seconded,
Rosenwald
I
seconds.
believe.
Is there discussion?
Is
Then
there,
I will
is there
second.
discussion?
Senator Gray seconds.
Okay. I thought you did. Sorry, Senator.
Call the roll on the motion for the 5 million.
Is there any discussion on the
Further
motion?
discussion.
Thank you.
Representative Wallner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to vote against this motion. I believe that Mr. Broderick has laid out why he needs the $15 million to get through the end of the year. And I don't think that giving him $5 million chunks over the next 2 or 3 months is really an efficient way for us to go forward. It's going to take a lot of time for him to prepare fiscal requests every month from now to the end of the year. I think he's provided us with enough information that makes me feel that the $15 million is needed. And I will be voting I will vote against the 5 because I would vote for 15. Thank you.
Further discussion. Senator Rosenwald.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will also be voting against this motion. We know that the average claim paid out is about $500,000, and there are 80 pending claims. That stacks up to 41 million. If there's 22 million in the fund now, and you add $15 million to it, that's basically that amount. I think that's what's needed. And thank you.
Representative Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will vote for this. I'm a little reluctant to do it because the comments of Representative Wallner ring very true to me. And I think we're also in a situation where there are a lot of parties that are watching our actions today. And I think another vote on a different amount would be more confidence inspiring and maintain the integrity and continuity of this fund, which is vitally important. So I will vote for it. I wish it were more, though.
Further discussion. Representative Leishman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I would echo Representative Edwards' comments. I'd like to see us do 15 million as the request was originally provided, but I think there's been some issues brought forward that may require some legislative change. I think requiring perhaps some, the administrator to appear before fiscal at least once a month with a report is a very important request. So I will be voting for the 5 with some resistance, but I think we need to get some legislative changes introduced as well.
Understood. Further discussion. President Carson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also will be voting for the 5 million with the understanding that the administrator will come back to fiscal next month and the month after next. We've got until June 30th, when we will have a budget. And we just need to take, just take some smaller steps for right now because we are in the budget process. But I want folks to know, to have confidence in this fund, that we are going to fund it. And we're just taking a little step back while we go through the budgeting process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, the clerk will call the roll on the motion for 5 million.
I'm calling the roll in alphabetical order. Representative Edwards,
Yes.
Representative Leachman,
Yes.
Representative Wallner.
No.
The clerk votes yes. Senator Gray,
Yes.
Senator Carson,
Yes.
Senator Birdsell,
Yes.
Senator Rosenwald. And Representative Wildman, oh, sorry, Senator Reardon. And Chair Weiler.
Yes.
The vote is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7-3.
And the motion is adopted. All right, is there any further action to come before us, Mr. Kane?
Sure. Date of the next meeting, the third Friday in April, is April 18th.
All right, discussing the next meeting. I know you'll be busier in the Senate than we might be. April 18th is the third Friday.
Well, it's Good Friday.
Ah. We are getting close to Easter.
It's good with my schedule.
What, the 18th?
18th.
Okay. What time? Can we do 11 again?
Yes.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any objection to 11 o'clock again?
Okay.
Likely on our side, we'll do pre-fiscal probably at 10, unless it's a big schedule, and then it may be the
Okay.
day before. But 11 o'clock fiscal on Friday, the 18th, Good Friday. Fiscal. All right. Is there any objection to that from any of the members? Seeing none, that will be the date.
Yes.
That will be the time. Thank you all for your input.
Thank you.
Anything further to come before us? All right. We are adjourned.
Thank you.